Hi dear friends and subscribers, welcome to this action-packed cricket happening show today, because we are having a lot of things to cover, so everything is going to be done in a very brief manner. The first thing that I'm going to talk about is that Kings 11 Punjab, who have been doing so excellently, first in the first leg of the Indian Premier League in UAE, then they came to India and they also did well over here. And today, in a very big crunch match, which was the first qualifiers which was played today, Kings 11 Punjab, in fact, lost to the Kolkata Knight Riders by 28 runs, and that really says that Kolkata Knight Riders have already reached the Indian Premier League final. So one place is already decided. So Kolkata Knight Riders have gone into the finals of the Indian Premier League 2014 for the second time, Kolkata Knight Riders. So congratulations to them. So they've reached the finals. As far as Kings 11 Punjab are concerned, the battle is not yet over. In fact, they still have one more opportunity when right now there is a match which is undergoing, which I'll be talking about. The live cricket update which is coming up here from the Brabant Stadium in Mumbai. Chennai Super Kings versus the Mumbai Indians, which was washed out yesterday, is right now underway, and Mumbai Indians are doing decently well here. They are sitting at 152 for 4 in the 18th over against the Chennai Super Kings. Now, whichever team wins this will be taking on the Kings 11 Punjab. So that's the reason it is called the Eliminator. And the Eliminator, well, as the name itself suggests, whichever team loses is gone, and whichever team wins will take on the Kolkata Knight Riders in the finals of Indian Premier League 2014. But right now, as I said, Mumbai Indians and Chennai Super Kings are in battle here at the Brabant Stadium. And then there was a sensational collapse. As you know, the other day we saw that Sri Lanka, in the second one-day international, they went one up in the sense they leveled the series against England by routing England for 99. Today, it was England's turn to do it to Sri Lanka, and they did it in a magnificent way, with Chris Jordan taking a 5-wicket bag for 29 runs, and Sri Lanka, could you believe it, they were all out for 67, with the wickets being shared by Chris Jordan, James Harrison and James Treadwell, the off-spinner, and Sri Lanka 67 all out in the third one-day international at Old Trafford in Manchester. And England currently are doing very well. We are in the 6th over, 25 runs on the board put up by the openers Alistair Cook and Ian Bell. So looking to be a real cakewalk there. And then we will also look at some Indian cricket news, and the reason that we are looking at this Indian cricket news is because India has announced the team to take on Bangladesh in the one-day internationals. And well, it is a brand new team led by Suresh Raina, the captain, and also the Indian squad has been announced for the tour of England, which sees the return of Gautam Gambhir, but there is no word of Zahir Khan in the team. So we will have a look at that. And also, as far as the Tour of England is concerned, the Rajasthani pace bowler who has been performing consistently in the Ranji Trophy has got the nod. So he is going to be the debutant. He has got an opportunity to show it in England. He has been selected for the Tour of England. And Robin Uthappa, who has today, after scoring a consistent 40 in his team's fortunes here for the Kolkata Knight Riders, being the now he holds the record for the most number of runs scored in an Indian Premier League by any batsman in the Indian Premier League history. And Robin Uthappa has gone from strength to strength, and today he has won his ticket to Bangladesh in the one-day international. So it was absolutely expected. I will talk about that. So as I said, it is going to be it will be something where I'm going to cover everything in brief. So first I'm going to start off with this Kings 11 Punjab game, which happened between Kolkata Knight Riders and Kings 11 Punjab. Well, the Kolkata Knight Riders put on 163 on the board, led by Robin Uthappa, who scored his 9th consecutive 40, as he made 42 of 30 balls with 4 fours and 2 sixes, and he was the man who scored the highest runs today, and well, he was the one who was the highest scorer with 42 of 30 balls with 4 fours and 2 sixes, and he played delightfully well. Other than that, Gautam Gambhir was an early victim for 1. Manish Pandey contributed 21 of 20 balls with 3 fours. Shakib Al Hasan out for 18 of 16. Yusuf Pathan couldn't get his pyrotechnics going today, but even though he still slammed 20 of 18 balls with 2 fours and 1 6. Ryan Tandosh had played in an aggressive fashion to make 17 of 10 balls with 2 sixes. Umesh Yadav picking up the man of the match today, first with the bat showing some prowess by making 20 of 14 balls with 3 fours and 1 6, and then Piyush Chawla also contributing an unbeaten 17 of 9 balls with 3 fours. The Kolkata Knight Riders went on to a score of 163 for 8 of their 20 overs. The bowling figures: none for 33 for Parveen Awana, Mitchell Johnson 231, Akshar Patel who has got a call for the first time to get a national cap, as he has been selected for the tour of Bangladesh for the first time, and he definitely deserved that. As said, there was something in the offing for Akshar Patel. The left-arm spinner was looked pretty impressive in this Indian Premier League 2014. The left-arm spinner is tall and young. 4 overs unmade 2 for 11 for him. Dhawan, 4 overs was costly for 44. Karanveer Singh was costly but still picked up the wickets, 3 for 40. As far as Kings XI Punjab was concerned, one was probably thinking that 163 is a score that Kings XI Punjab would be able to challenge. But let me tell you, Virendra Sehwag was an early victim. Umesh Yadav bowled excellently. As I said, first he did with the bat and the later stages of the game for his team, and here he came in and bowled a miserly spell, 4 overs no maiden, and also picked up 3 wickets for 13 runs. He picked up the wicket of Virendra Sehwag for 2. He picked up a very important wicket of Glenn Maxwell, the dangerous batsman for 6, was actually today trying to move about the crease and unsettle the bowlers, but that is what really brought his downfall, as he was out LBW to Umesh Yadav for 6 of 9 balls. David Miller couldn't fire. He was gone, bowled with Chawla for 8. Manan Vora entertained briefly. In fact, the Manan Vora and Ridhiman Saha really accelerated once Virendra Sehwag was out, and that was really worrying the Kolkata Knight Riders. But Moni Morkel was the man who dismissed both the batsmen. Manan Vora looked excellent in his knock of 26 of 19 balls with 3 sixes. Ridhiman Saha was also has become the wicket keeper to be selected for the tour of England. I recommend Ridhiman. Yes, Ridhiman Saha has been selected, so he gets an opportunity, and he also definitely, as you know, he has a good strike rate in this Indian Premier League 2014. He contributed 35 of 31 balls with 2 fours and 2 sixes, and Manan Vora and him made 26 and 35 respectively. But Glenn Maxwell and David Miller couldn't fire today, dismissed for 6 and 8 respectively. Akshar Patel made only 2. Bailey tried his bit, but the task was absolutely impossible as the bowlers were bowling well. First it was Moni Morkel, 4 overs no maiden, 2 for 23. Umesh Yadav bowling the right lines, 4 overs no maiden, 3 for 13, winning the man of the match award. Sunil Nareen today was a bit costly, 4 overs for 30 runs. Shakib Al Hasan was costly, 4 overs, 1 for 43. Piyush Chawla bowled excellently, 4 overs for 23 runs and 1 wicket. And George Bailey contributed 26 in a very losing cause, in the sense it was very difficult for him, but he tried his best. But he could only contribute 26 of 17 with 1 4 and 2 sixes. Dhawan contributed 14 of 15 balls with 1 6, 10 not out for Mitchell Johnson, and it was all over. 135 for 8 was what Punjab ended up with, and lost this match to Kolkata Knight Riders, and also lost the match to reach the final. But as I said, they still have a chance once they meet the winners of this clash, which is happening right now at the Brabourne Stadium between Mumbai Indians and the Chennai Super Kings, which is right now underway, and we are the 19th over, and Mumbai Indians are 164 for 6. Just now, as I am talking, the hero who actually took them to the qualifiers, Aditya Tare, has been out for a first ball duck here. So I'll come back to that later. Just keeping the news going here, as I said, so this is Kings XI Punjab have lost, but still have their hopes alive in the Indian Premier League 2014. But Kolkata Knight Riders have become the first team at the Eden Gardens in Kolkata to reach the finals of the Indian Premier League 2014, and they definitely deserve so. They have peaked at the right time, and they are really firing on all cylinders. Now from here, I'm going to take you down to the game between England and Sri Lanka. As I said, it was the third one-day international, and as I very rightly said, that Sri Lanka routed England the other day for 99, but probably it was like sweet revenge for them, as England at Manchester and Old Trafford, when the third one-day international was played, England were the ones who actually won the toss, and they decided to insert the Sri Lankans in, probably due to the cloud cover on that particular day, and Sri Lanka was totally zapped, I would say. And Chris Jordan bowled excellently. Let's have a look at the bowling figures, because Sri Lanka were rooted out for just 67 runs. They were all out. They couldn't even play the half of their quota of their full overs, as they were all out for 67 in just 24 overs, with James Anderson 7 overs 2 maidens 2 for 10, providing the double breakthrough for them by dismissing Lairu Thirumanne for 7 and Dilshan for 2, and after that it was a Jordan show. Jordan, Treadwell and Gurney. In fact, Gurney couldn't pick up any wickets, but he bowled the right lines. Chris Jordan was absolutely impressive. He picked up 5 wickets for 29 runs, 5 Sri Lankan wickets, and I'm sure this is Chris Jordan's first 5-wicket haul in one-day internationals. Treadwell bowling economically, 3 overs 1 maiden 2 runs and 2 wickets, and Dilshan made 2. Sangakkara was out for 13. Jayawardene was out for 12, 6 to Chandimal, and if you look at the highest scorer, it was Kumar Sangakkara with 13. Chandimal was dismissed for 6, Angelo Matthews for 11, Priyanjan for 2, Kulashekara 5, Senanaike duck, Herat was not out, not Malinga 2, and as I said, Sri Lanka were totally sunk into the water by England today, as they were all out for 67, and currently the match is underway. It looks like a foregone conclusion right now, the way things are going. The Sri Lankan bowlers have not been able to make any inroads at all. They're really struggling at this point of time, and the England openers are really making merry. Alistair Cook is not out 16 of 26 balls with 1-4. Ian Bell is not out on 19 of 20 balls with 1-4. They have 37 for no loss. We are in the 8th over. Kulashekara has bowled 3 overs for 14. Malinga has bowled 3 overs for 13. Rangana Herath has bowled 1 over for 5 runs. And Senanaike is bowling his first over, and he has already given away 5 runs. So that is something. Now let's see what is happening on the Mumbai front. Well, we are on the 20th over. So once the 20 overs is over, I will take you down to Brabourne Stadium in Mumbai. But before that, let's have a look at, as I said, there's Indian cricket news here, because the squad has been selected for the tour of Bangladesh. Now, one thing that I would like to start off here, the other day we knew that for the tour of Bangladesh, Mahendra Singh Dhoni and Virat Kohli were not going to be there, but the selectors have decided that they are going to really look out for some reserve talent here. So they have selected a very young team. They have decided to rest Rohit Sharma, Shikhar Dhawan, R. Ashwin, Ravindra Jadeja, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar and Mohammad Shami for the one-day internationals against Bangladesh. Dhoni and Virat Kohli, as you know, they already opted out, and there was a suspense as to who is going to be the new captain of the Indian cricket team. Well, the suspense was out. They named Suresh Raina as the captain of the team. Robin Uthappa on dint of his wonderful performances, being the highest run getter in the Indian Premier League history. As far as a particular Premier League is concerned, Robin Uthappa has made it to the team. He richly deserved it. Ajinkya Rahane, Cheteshwar Pujara, Ambati Raidu, Manoj Tiwari gets an opportunity. Kedar Jadhav, for having played well for the Delhi Daredevils, also gets an opportunity. Riddhiman Saha is the wicket-keeper. Parvez Rasool, the Jammu and Kashmir off-spinner, is into the team. Akshar Patel, as I said, for bowling excellently in this Indian Premier League, gets his nod. R. Vinay Kumar, the pace attack is in the hands of R. Vinay Kumar, Umesh Yadav, Stuart Binney, the all-rounder, Mohit Sharma and Amit Mishra. So that is the composition. So India is going with a team which is like a reserve talent team here, and also a bunch of young hopefuls here who would be taking on Bangladesh. So that would be very interesting to see how things go. I mean, as you know, India and Bangladesh, they are going to be clashing in a 3 ODI series. So that is going to be starting from the 15th of June 2014 is the first one-day international between India and Bangladesh. But it will be very interesting, because this will also give India an opportunity, the Indian selectors an opportunity to look at the talent and probably build up for the 2015 World Cup in Australia and New Zealand too. So I think that's a step in the right direction. Instead of burning up all the experienced players, they decided to go for youth and see how it all pans out. So I hope it all pans out well for India, and as I said, that is going to be some sort of real test for the whole Indian team there. So now the next news that I would like to keep it, again Indian cricket news, and this is the Indian Test squad that has been selected. They're going to play 5 Test matches, and the squad has been selected. And as far as the squad is selected, I would just like to say that Gautam Gambhir has been inducted into the Indian squad, probably deciding that the team is not having much of experience. They decided to have Gautam Gambhir in the team. So Gautam Gambhir is making a comeback for the England tour. Dhoni, Vijay, Shikhar Dhawan, Gautam Gambhir, Cheteshwar Pujara, Virat Kohli, Ajinkya Rahane, Rohit Sharma, Ravindra Jadeja, Ashwin, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Mohammad Shami, Ishwar Pandey, who made the trip to New Zealand, also gets an opportunity to tour England for the first time. Ishan Sharma is back. Stuart Binney, Varun Arun, the express pacer, is there in the team. But as I said, Riddhiman Saha is going to be the reserve wicketkeeper, which is very good, because now his batting has also improved a great deal, as we have seen in the Indian Premier League 2014. And Pankaj Singh, as I said, who has performed very consistently for Rajasthan in the Ranji Trophy matches for the last 2 or 3 years, finally gets his nod as Pankaj Singh has been selected. So he's the new face in the Indian squad, and there is no place for Zahir Khan, but one does not know whether it is due to injury or whether it is due to performance. Umesh Yadav does not find a place, and there's no place for Ambati Rayudu. But one thing I would like to say here is that this particular the Indian series against England would be starting in the month of July. So this is the news which I wanted to cover. Now I'm going to take you down to the live cricket update, and once I do this, I'll be ending my cricket show for today. I do see that finally Harbhajan Singh has finally got Mumbai Indians to 173 for 8 by smiting the last delivery, which was bowled by Mohit Sharma for a 6. In fact, Harbhajan Singh, as I said, has not done much of note in this Indian Premier League as far as his bat is concerned, but even though he got only 2 balls, he's not out on 7 of 2 balls, as he hit a 6 over long on to finish the Mumbai Indian innings, as Mumbai Indians finished on 173 for 8 against the Chennai Super Kings of their 20 overs. Now we will have a look at the scorecard here. As far as the Mumbai Indians are concerned, Chennai Super Kings were the ones who won the toss and decided. This is the second qualifier which is being played at the Brabham Stadium here in Mumbai, and Mumbai have put 173 on the board. Now Mumbai, they got a very good start. Lendl Simmons made an attractive 67 of 44 balls with 5 fours and 4 sixes. Michael Hussey contributed 39 of 33 balls with 4 fours and 1 6. Corey Anderson slammed the ball to make 20 of 10 balls with 1 4 and 2 6. Rohit Sharma played his part, making 20 of 16 balls with 3 fours. Kieron Pollard could get only 14 of 8 balls with 1 4 and 1 6. And after that, I thought the Chennai Super Kings really came into the game, because at one stage it looked like they would go in excess of 200 when Simmons was at the crease. But when Simmons departed with the score on 143 for 3 in the 17th over, after that it was in fact, I would say the Chennai Super Kings bowlers really came to the party, in the sense they really saw to it that they throttled the Mumbai Indians innings, and they did that with Ambati Rayudu contributing only 2, Aditya Thare out for a duck, Harbhajan Singh not out 7, Praveen Kumar was out for 1, Oja was out for 1, and finally the Mumbai Indians finished at 173 for 8 of their 20 overs. Looking at the bowling figures, Ashish Nehra 4 overs 2 for 34, Ishwar Pandey 3 overs for 25, Mohit Sharma bowled 4 overs for 43 for 42, Ashwin bowled 4 overs 1 for 26, Jadeja 2 for 31, and Suresh Rana none for 13. Today, what approach that we saw from this team, which is the Mumbai Indians, was a very aggressive approach. They decided to go for the bowling right from the word go, but as I said, they lost their way a bit towards the latter stages of the game, but still finished at 173. Now Chennai Super Kings, as you know, they are a very strong batting unit, so 173 doesn't look to me to be a very tall total, but probably Mumbai Indians are definitely, I'm sure, they would be determined to fight it out, and especially when it is being played at the Bramboon Stadium in front of this Mumbai crowd, I'm sure the Mumbai Indians would like to put their best foot forward. And as I said, this particular match is very crucial for both the teams, because this is known because this is the team which is going to be playing the eliminator against Kings XI Punjab. So as far as Kolkata Knight Riders are concerned, they have already reached the finals of the Indian Premier League 2014, but for Mumbai, they have to fight it out. Mumbai and Chennai Super Kings have to fight it out. Whichever team wins will go into the eliminator. So they, even though whichever team that wins will go into the eliminator. So one has to wait and see whether it is going to be Mumbai Indians or whether it is going to be Chennai Super Kings who take on Kings XI Punjab in the eliminator. Well, other than that, dear fans and subscribers, I don't have anything else to share. I hope you enjoyed this very brief cricket happening show today, because I had to cover a lot of things. I did my best here. Thanks for your company as always, and thanks for all your wonderful contributions to the cricket happening show. Your host Ram will see you tomorrow. Thank you.